What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about SoFi, I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what really moved and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi did close 6.15% in the green. So a good way to close the week off. 1161 the low, 1212 the high. And in reality, when it was getting close to power hour, I don't know why, I just had a weird feeling that it was going to dip below 12 and get manipulated. But luckily enough, market did have a strong close, pushed higher. A couple different things that did cause some disruption. So you had some negative data first thing, and that was right here. So the Michigan consumer sentiment. But aside from that, though, it's kind of funny. This meme right here puts it in very good perspective. What really happened today? Honestly, no tariffs. That's it. Like, yes, there's some other external things like Ukraine and the shutdown, government shutdown optimism, but honestly, it's just the fact that nobody talked about tariffs today and market loved it. So I'm not going to complain. It was a pretty kick-ass day. No actual news associated to SoFi though today, or any SEC filings. So when it came down to SoFi's news yesterday, I think it largely got brushed under the rug. So maybe the market was trying to price that in as well. Again, something possibly to kind of consider. One other thing that did kind of come out, and that was posted yesterday on Twitter, and that was here SoFi responding to someone just saying that level 1 options should be coming in the near future. So I don't know, that might be good, maybe in Q2, Q3. So I think them investing on within their own infrastructure and SoFi Invest is going to be a good thing. That's actually what they stated in the last fireside chat, that they're going to be investing quite a lot in themselves. So I think that's kind of a good thing. When it comes down to shorts, they did return 113,000 shares. 12.21% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 131.54 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow minimum has gone up considerably. So that is 0.59%. So whoever, that one broker that's always trying to drum up some business, they have ceased altogether. Looking at options, 8.39 million in calls, 7.03 in puts, and 43% of all the options being done today were optimistic in nature. So you kind of had somewhat in par yesterday. So yesterday was 15.5, today was 15.4 in overall options premiums. But as far as today's volume, 37.2 million shares being traded, 46.6 is the average. So that's one thing that actually did happen today across the board. We didn't really see that crazy of volume that's been happening over the last couple of trading days. So insinuating there was a certain level of hesitation in the broader market. So let me know your general thoughts on that and what would have really prompted that. Aside from that though, with today being Friday, this is the open interest. So with it closing above 12, that means you have 12,000 at that $12 strike price in the money, 5,000 at the 11.50, then 2,000 at the 11. So essentially working out to be just shy of around 2 million shares that does need to be covered by market makers, either after hours or sometime in the foreseeable future. Usually that results in a nice little bump up come Monday. So let me know your general thoughts on that. Next week is a monthly chain, and so that one is going to be a very popular one. And so you can already see the volume is crazy. So stay tuned for my video over the weekend where I go over all the data points that you need to kind of keep in mind. These are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market. So a lot of big buying based on here. So 12.1, 1.4, 1 million. There was also a big one right here, 20.9. So I think in general, with us being in March the 14th, in the next 2 weeks, you will be seeing a lot more institutions rebalance their portfolios. And so I think given SoFi and how much it has gone down over the last quarter, it is fair to assume that there will be a certain level of buying. So maybe that might be happening, possibly behind the scenes, or this could be also market makers doing their thing. But these are all the transactions that did occur so far today on the dark pool. So a couple big ones as well. So 2.4, 2.54. And so that was done at 2 o'clock in pretty much power hour for the most part. And then yeah, aside from that, it was just kind of level coasting, matching with the lower volume. But with it closing at 1209, it did close right above this R2, so pretty good momentum, I think overall, especially with $11.61 being the low. So it bounced off of this pivot point of 1160 and just kind of moved on higher with the broader market. So going into this upcoming week, 1208 will be a strong support. So kind of just take note of that. Aside from that, on the actual chart itself, it's showing a lot of signs of optimism that it does want to move higher. It has a huge gap to fill that it could essentially move higher based on that. So you have that 100-day moving average sitting at 1443. So I think for the most part, this whole push down higher was just maybe somewhat justified, but I think at the end of the day, with a lot of the recent data that has come out, a lot of those fears have kind of gone down and been suppressed for the most part. So I think SoFi is ready to get back into that $13 to $17 range, which most likely could be coming early next week. So let me know your general thoughts on that. Stochastic RSI, given where it closed, it's in somewhat neutral territory. So again, has a lot more room essentially for it to move higher. So I think overall pretty good week. When it comes down to the last week, it closed 1.09% in the green. So pretty positive considering what has happened over the last little bit, ever since beginning of January, where it peaked at 1790, where I think it had 1842 as the high. But yeah, I think this last couple weeks has been crazy on the broader market, but honestly, it is good. And hopefully in the foreseeable future, we don't have any more disruptions as far as tariffs or anything along those lines. So let me know your thoughts. Give yourself a shout out if you did buy, if you sold, or whatever you have done. You guys all deserve a drink because it's been one crazy last week. So yeah, it's been fun. One final thing, pop over to my Discord, completely free. A lot of good people, a lot of good chat, talking about stocks, options, crypto, everything that floats your boat. So with that said, appreciate all of you watching.